Hey everyone, welcome. So today we are going to tackle one of the biggest, most sacred cows in all of fitness, our obsession with protein. I mean, what if I told you that you might be, right now, wasting a whole lot of money and mental energy on something that isn't actually helping you build more muscle? If you've ever found yourself stressing about hitting that perfect protein number every single day, you're going to want to hear this. Okay, let's start with something we all know, right? It's the golden rule you hear in every gym from every coach. You finish your last rep and boom, the clock starts ticking. It's been drilled into us, you have to get protein in to repair your muscles, and you need carbs to replenish your energy. This is the bedrock of post-workout nutrition, or so we've been told. So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll cover the protein gospel, why we all worship it. Then, we'll find a crack in the foundation. After that, we're diving deep into what the new science says, and then we'll reveal the real muscle builders. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with your new protein playbook. Right, so how in the world did protein become the absolute king of all nutrients in the fitness world? Well, to be fair, the logic behind it is actually pretty solid, which is exactly why this idea has been around for so long. It really all boils down to this one key process, muscle protein synthesis. Think about it this way. When you lift weights, you're basically creating these tiny little tears in your muscle fibers. That sends a signal to your body to start repairs. And protein provides the raw materials, the bricks, if you will, to not just rebuild those fibers, but to build them back even bigger and stronger than before. And that science, that basic principle, leads us straight to these kinds of classic post-workout meals. You've seen them all. Egg whites and rice, a big whey protein shake with a banana, or maybe a plant-based option like soybeans. The goal is always the same. Rush those protein bricks and that carb-based energy to the construction site as fast as possible after you train. But here's where simple, sound principles starts to become a full-blown obsession. The logic kind of gets twisted into, well, if protein builds muscle, then more protein must build more muscle, right? And that thinking, it pushes people to chase these ridiculously high protein numbers, buying everything from protein-fortified chips to protein coffee. And this brings us to the really crucial question here. Is there a ceiling? Is there a point of diminishing returns? Have we all just been dumping more and more bricks onto the job site, just assuming it's going to lead to a bigger house, without ever stopping to, actually check the blueprint? This is where the story gets really interesting. A group of top-tier researchers decided to finally put this more is better theory to the ultimate test. And honestly, what they found changes pretty much everything. See, they didn't just run one new study. Nope, they did something way more powerful. They gathered every single relevant long-term study they could get their hands on. That's 62 in total, and they combined all of that data together. The whole point was to get the most definitive, rock-solid answer possible on how much protein really impacts muscle growth. And here it is. This is the kicker. When they compared the groups on a pretty moderate protein diet to groups eating double that amount, the difference in muscle growth was, wait for it, a measly 1%. They were practically identical. All that gym bro math we've been following, turns out it was just plain wrong. I love this quote. One of the researchers, Dr. Eric Trexler, summed it up perfectly. It's a brilliant analogy. Your body has a set capacity for building muscle at any given time. Giving it a surplus of raw materials doesn't change the plan, it just creates a lot of waste. You just end up with leftover bricks. Okay, so that's the data. But what does this look like in the real world, on a real person? Well, let's meet professional natural bodybuilder Alex Leonatus, who basically put this whole theory to the ultimate test with his own physique. So for years, Alex followed the standard bodybuilder playbook, a whopping 200 grams of protein a day, mostly from animal sources. But then he did something that would absolutely terrify most lifters. He slashed his protein intake by more than half, all the way down to just 90 grams a day, and he switched to only plant-based sources. And the result of this supposedly catastrophic change? Absolutely nothing happened. In his own words, his gains, his recovery, his strength in the gym, it was all completely unaffected. He proved, in the most practical way you can, that all that extra 110 grams of protein he was eating before was basically doing nothing for his muscle growth. So, if chugging down protein shakes and eating pounds of chicken isn't the secret to unlocking new gains, then what is? Well, the science is incredibly clear on this, and it really suggests that we've had our priorities, well, completely backward. This right here is the new hierarchy of muscle growth. Number one, and it's not even close, is hard and consistent training. That's what actually sends the signal to build muscle. Number two is eating enough total calories to fuel that growth. And then protein, it's still essential, don't get me wrong, but it comes in at number three. It's playing a supporting role, not the lead actor. And what's more, over-consuming protein can actually hold you back. First off, it's expensive. That extra protein you don't even need can cost you over $1,000 a year. It's also super filling, which can, ironically, make it harder to eat enough total calories to actually grow. And finally, it can push out the carbs you need for energy in the gym and the healthy fats your hormones depend on. All right, so let's put all of this together into a new, simpler, and way more effective playbook. Let's forget all the confusing rules and the bro science. Here is how much protein the actual evidence says you really need. For the vast majority of people out there training to build muscle, this is the magic number. We're talking about 0.55 grams of protein per pound of your body weight. So for a 180-pound person, that's just under 100 grams a day. That's it. Hitting this target is likely more than enough to support pretty much all the gains your training can stimulate. Now, if you're a little nervous about dropping your protein, or hey, you just want some extra peace of mind, you can push it up to this level, around 0.72 grams per pound. Think of this as your extra insurance zone. This will very, very likely maximize any and all potential benefit you can get from protein. So when is that old 1 gram per pound rule ever useful? Well, really only in one very specific situation. When you are deep into a diet, you're already pretty lean, and you're fighting to preserve every single ounce of muscle mass while in a calorie deficit. For pretty much everyone else, it's just unnecessary overkill. So here's the bottom line. It's time to stop stressing about protein. Let's shift that mental energy towards the things that truly move the needle. Training your butt off consistently and eating enough total calories to support all that hard work. If you nail those two things, an optimized, not maximized, protein intake will be more than enough to get you the results you're after. You know, this new way of thinking doesn't just simplify your diet, it literally saves you a significant amount of money and mental space. Which kind of leaves us with one final and I think pretty empowering question to think about.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, which give us motivation to make better content for you. See you in the next video.